learning?
Well, I think one of the things we want to do to measure a teacher is how much did a kid learn during the school year. If a child is not learning anything during the school year, that's not good. And so we've actually invited the teacher community in Ohio to participate in helping to set the criteria. Honestly, I had an argument with Michelle Reed, the great reform chancellor, former chancellor of District of Columbia, because we have a lot of reform in K through 12. I mean, we've expanded vouchers, charter schools. If your school is not performing bottom 5% for 3 consecutive years, teachers can take it over, parents can take it over. We have a whole series of things. We just passed Teach for America, where it changes the licensing in Ohio so passionate college students can come in and teach in a different format once they're certified. But also the idea that we want to pay teachers on the basis of performance is, I don't know any place else where we don't do that. And so some teachers will say, well, I just don't want to be judged by my principal because my principal doesn't like me, or I don't want to be judged by parents because I give them a hard time because they're not paying attention to their kid. I'd rather go with a test, but whatever. We have time to figure this out. But the idea that you're the last person in, you're the first person fired, where we can't figure out a way to make a fair and honest assessment of teachers and pay them what they should get. I'd like to pay teachers $100,000 a year if they're changing our kids' lives. So we've asked the teacher community to get involved. We've had some response. I don't know. I couldn't define it right now, but we're going to continue to ask for their help. And we will develop criteria. This is not unusual. It's not just Michelle Reed that believes this. It's Bill Gates, who's resigned, left Microsoft and has dedicated a lot of his life to this. He believes in performance pay. So we'll work it through, and if in a couple years, I guess was it a year, 2 years down the road, if it doesn't fit, we won't do it, but we're going to get it done. We will get a performance pay program, and we'll look at how they do this all over the country.
Do any, and I hate to betray my ignorance, but do any other states do it that way?
Well, I think to some limited degree. I don't know, but we should certainly have Bob Summers and Wayne Struble, who are working on this.
I really don't know. I should.
Cincinnati just went over to it.
Have they?
Cincinnati Public Schools just said we're doing it.
They have already implemented it?
They just made the announcement last week.
Interesting.
Well, there's probably other states that do it to a limited degree.
I have a district in my house district that has actually been working on it for 3 years.
Yeah, so you just want to have criteria that's fair to teachers. You don't want. I think part of the problem with the standardized tests have been that the teachers felt that this test was shoved on them and they didn't really have much input into what should a test look like. You want to have the teachers involved. Now, initially when this was brought to me, I didn't like the idea. I said, I don't think we have enough criteria to do this, and I'm uncomfortable. I went home and I thought about it, and I said, what, are you kidding me? Everywhere in America, we try to pay people on the basis of how they do. We can certainly do it with our most our most prized and loved things in our society, which are children.